And I'm here to tell you that ABC's debate was terrible. It was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in my life in the political stage. I counted. It took 52 minutes before they asked a question that had anything to do with the issues. 52 long, brutal, stupid minutes where they asked about Reverend Wright, who's bitter, who's not bitter, what are they wearing, what are they not wearing, how do they feel about each other, how do they feel about their neighbors, how do they feel about the people in their churches. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Those are direct questions from the debate. All right, one, the Reverend Wright thing. There was, of course, 8 questions about that, but my favorite was Stephanopoulos'. Guys, do we have that? Let's play George Stephanopoulos from ABC News asked this brilliant question of Barack Obama. Here it is. Hold on one second. It's coming for you. And then afterwards, we're going to get into what Obama wears and doesn't wear and who his neighbors are. Because, of course, Obama's neighbors are the ones that should really decide this election, and people that he's ever met in his entire life. This whole thing is about the politics of distraction, and it's mind-numbing, and it drives me frickin' crazy. We ready now? All right. Get a load of this question by Stephanopoulos.
Things that he did. Do you honestly believe that 8,000 people should have gotten up and walked out of that church?
Two questions. Number one, do you think Reverend Wright loves America as much as you do? And number two, if you get the nomination, what will you do when those sermons are played on television again and again and again?
All right, okay, all right. Have you ever heard such an inane question in your life? Do you believe Reverend Wright loves America as much as you do? Dude, you're embarrassing, man. I mean, how did you write that question down, and how did you ask it on national TV? First of all, who cares how much Reverend Wright loves the country? Is he running? Who's Reverend Wright? What effect would that? And then the second part of the question, I thought, hey, if you win the nomination, I thought he was going to say, how is this going to affect your presidency? And I was like, wow, that would have been an interesting question. Because I guess then Reverend Wright would become Secretary of State, right? No. If you win the nomination, this clip will be played over and over. Really, by who? Oh, by you. That's right, George Stephanopoulos. You're going to play it over and over. And now you're asking him, hey, and almost threatening him, if you win, I'm going to play that clip over and over. So how do you respond to that? 52 minutes before they asked the question about the issues. It got even dumber. Then Stephanopoulos goes and says, well, you know, people are concerned that you're not wearing an American flag lapel pin. Really, who's concerned? Once again, you're concerned. The guy who just lost his health insurance, or lost his job, or lost his son in Iraq, he's concerned about what Obama's wearing? What Obama's wearing? You want to ask him about what color socks he's wearing too? So let me get this right. George Bush commits us to Iraq, gets 4,000 Americans killed, dead, right? 30,000 wounded, missing arms and legs. Let alone how many have, mental health issues that that's going to stay with them for their entire lives. Hundreds of thousands of Iraqi civilians dead. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's son. That's somebody's grandfather. They're dead. Hundreds of thousands of them. John McCain says that was a good idea, that we should do that again. And they're asking what Obama's wearing? What is Obama wearing? That's the issue. That's the issue. Is he patriotic enough? How stupid is this debate? How stupid has the media become?